Natalie, I want to start with you and sort of, I gave away a little bit, but what are people doing in these self-driving cars?
What aren't they doing?
You talked about it, spilling drinks, leaving food behind, in two instances, giving birth.
Hey, when it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say.
Unexpected things happen. And so, we're super interested in finding out, who deals with the mess when there's no driver in the car.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Kara, come on in on this. Tell us about, is it Dito Kasendar?
Yes, I talked to Ditto, and he is one of kind of a larger trend of people that have fallen asleep in a robotaxi. He was, taking a Waymo home from a friend's party late one night. It's a 6-minute drive, and that music, that's kind of spa music you described, he kind of fell asleep to. He felt it really a nice melody that night, and woke up about an hour later to, firefighters checking on him. The car was communicating with both him and the firefighters. Remote assistant on the other side saying, like, are you okay? And it's been a trend that is both, a little funny of an incident, but a little unfortunate in that it's taking up some municipal resources in a lot of the cities that these cars are in, because they're having to send people like the firefighters because they're not really sure what's going on if this person's asleep or they're having, a more serious incident. And generally it's pretty much just they're asleep for the most part, but it's becoming a bit of a trend and a bit of an issue.
Yeah, Kara, I'm glad you brought up the resource part of this. In some places, only 3% of these calls require transporting the passenger to a hospital. So much more frequently, what is it? We've got a sleeper. Is that what they're calling it?
Sleepers.
That is what the City of Austin emergency services departments have called it. And they do want to send resources if it is a cardiac incident, but they have no way of really telling how serious, if it's just, hey, we need to go wake one person up, or this might be a medical emergency.
Well, Natalie, they have to call 911. Like if somebody's asleep, right? They have to do it?
Yes. Basically, the only way Waymo can check into the passenger is through these internal cameras in the car. And they have no way of telling, are they
They try
asleep?
to wake them up. They're like,
Yes.
hey, right? Like, wake up.
Natalie, can't they put like a device in the next version of these vehicles or retrofit them in some way?
What, like a shocker?
No.
It shocks them. Like, what?
No, but with like a loudspeaker that would wake somebody up, some sort of, vibrating
Have you
alarm.
ever been drunk and passed out?
Never.
All right. Email
Carol.
me. Have you ever been drunk and passed out? Like sometimes you don't wake up.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay.
But anyway, I don't know.
Anyway.
What are the companies doing about this?
Yeah, and so they're trying to incentivize people to report their own mess. They charge a $50 cleaning
Well,
fee.
tell us that. Like if you report your mess, it's $50.
For on the Waymo.
If somebody comes in after you and reports the mess,
It'd be $100 for you.
yeah.
And it's usually the case that the next person finds it.
I feel like those figures are really small for a place.
I don't want
like
to find
San-
anybody's mess.
If you're pre-IPO at Anthropic and you're going to get charged $50 or $100, you're not really going to care.
Exactly.
Maybe in San Francisco they have to up this. They need dynamic pricing on that, depending on who's in the car.
I mean, Kara, come on back in here. I mean, I don't know. So what are they doing? Is there anything else they can do to kind of fix this situation? I mean, what happens if you get into a car and this happens to you 4 or 5 times in a row, but you're a frequent Waymo person? Like, do you get banned?
I think it's still fairly rare. The people we've talked to that take Waymos frequently are not finding this most of the time. But I think a lot of the people that get in these cars too, it's not necessarily something very gross like vomit. It's something you can kind of deal with, just like some trash left behind. They might not need to take the car immediately out of circulation. You're probably taking that to your destination still and just kind of dealing with, whatever random objects are in the car for the rest of your ride.
I mean, it's going to happen.
Enter the human being.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to bring the
I
human
can relate.
being back. We're going to bring the human being back. Natalie, what is Uber doing? This is a company that for years worked on driverless technology. They got rid of that internal unit that they were spending a lot of money on under Travis Kalanick a few years ago out of Carnegie Mellon in Pennsylvania. What are they doing and how are they positioning themselves right now to sort of come to the aid of those folks?
So in Austin and Atlanta, where Uber and Waymo has a partnership, Uber has set up these depots where the cars would frequently come back for a charge, and that's when they get a chance to get a light clean.
Yeah.
But when these more serious spills or messes happen, they go directly back to the depot. And actually, when I spoke to a former contractor, they shared that they're trained to treat biohazard incidents per the OSHA bloodborne pathogen protocol. and with full PPE and all. And if they actually clean it on their shift, they get a little extra.
So why can't we all be like, and forgive me, Sarah, if I mispronounce your name. This is somebody in the story, Sarah Vasili, a frequent Waymo rider in LA. Last year realized she had stepped in dog poop just before her Waymo arrived. She hit the call button on the back screen of the car to report the issue to Waymo remote assistants, who thanked her and said the car would return to its depot after her trip was done. She wasn't charged for cleaning. Like, just do the right thing, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, do the right thing. Clean up after your dog. Okay?
Kara, any last thoughts here?
That's the
Just
right
got about
thing.
20 seconds.
I think this is going to be an ongoing problem as these spread to more and more cities. So they're going to have to keep finding new methods to untangle the human elements.